Yes, well, they call the break-in period that for a reason, because inevitably something will break, and I had some of the strangest problems with this darn thing. Um, I have a new crimping tool and device and wire, and I have to say I had been doing real well with it, but apparently the last few days I've had some troubles and I wasn't aware. But I had the connector cut the wire after a day or two of use on two spots. One was for the fan, which I just found, and the other was on the smoke heater, which I also just found. And I'm chasing all the way back and all the way forward. What the heck? Why is this so intermittent? What's going on? And I'd move the wire and it would take off, and then I let go and it would stop. So then I started playing around. I took it out. I did an ohm meter and it was open. I moved the wire and it would close. And I go, okay, what's going on? So I get into it and I see that the connector looks really smashed, like I really over squeezed it. And sure enough, I just tugged on it, and it must have been holding on by just a few wires, and it just let go. Not only that, I was using that 24 gauge wire that I got sent when I ordered 22, with 24 is a smaller gauge. And I think that's part of it, because I went to a 24 that I had some other, I'm running out of it, so I sparingly used it, but I went back to it. Anyway, I had heating problems here, so I put in a heat sink. Still heating problems, so I need to put that body back on. But in any case, they do run hot, I know that, but I like not to have them so hot. I have the new parts for this on, and everything fits okay. Fit better when it's all bolted in, because the wires kind of push things away. I'm running this one jumper just because I was testing the heater to make sure I got that right. And oh, you can hear the chop. There it is. And nice smoke. My God, I'm going to run out of smoke if this keeps up. I had a smoke temperature problem. Then I had a fan problem. I got an extra fan motor out. I even ran it off the power supply, and it would run intermittent. The fan that was on here, and it was in that wire. I had to unsolder and put on a solid 22 gauge wire. Anyway, got it done. Everything's together. I've had it together a couple times. Not on the track yet. I just was, when you do these runs, you're testing them for just this kind of stuff. Something that's a little quirky, and it works now, but it may not work for whoever this goes to, and you want to make sure you run it. I've run this thing about 3 hours now, maybe more, counting this morning, and it's going through the ringer. But I am finding those little things that they overheat, they wear, they break, I don't know. I make some little adjustments here to kind of dial everything in. You don't want it too hot, you don't want it too cold. I want you to know that this puff and brake board is working beautifully. We put in the new 5.1 resistors, and they are I think they're 1 watt, and they are working beautifully. And when I had the motor out, I ran it, and it was like, whoa, it's so strong, whoa, whoa, and it breaks. It's just really beautiful to watch. And you can tell by the smoke that it's doing its job. See that great break? I love it. The puff of smoke makes me really feel good. And I got this new thing is now level. I got that figured out. This bolts to that. It fits great. This all fits. This all fits. A little snug here, but I think I got it made. And I know I got the wires a little long, but you have to build them and then assemble them. So you need a little bit of, you can't grab them. You got to have fingers, you get your fingers in there to grab them. So I'll probably tie them down. But also, this is not a real PC board. This is a perf board that I created. So is this connector board for this, and so is the motor on detector. So those are built boards. They're made by, you know, me. I'm using this kind of stuff, and then I don't have tracks. I don't have traces, so I have to use wire to connect stuff or globs of solder. So it's pretty, you know, it looks horrible, but it's how you do it. It works. And when I get those designed and made, I'll send them to you guys, and you can switch them out if you would like. But that's the way it's going to be for now anyway. So we got the speaker, we got the puff and chuff, and the speaker jumps off the deck at about 60. I thought it could go further, but it may be my magnet's a little too far away. I was looking at that, and there's a good gap, a pretty good gap if you look down there between the white and the black. Well, not as bad as, well, there's a gap. There is a gap. So I could try to cheat that in just a little bit and see if it's more sensitive by bringing it, because I thought I had it better. I thought I had it working better, and I think it was because it was closer. Oh boy. Okay, so man, oh man, this is what it's about. I didn't, you know, I'm not gonna hide anything. Stuff happens. You put it together the best you can every time. You really do. And then you do it, it's working, and all of a sudden something quits. You know? It's the worst thing. Or if it's intermittent, you turn it off, you come back and it's working, and then it quits. It's like, oh my, it gets hot and then it quits. That's a component. Well, it wasn't. It was a connector to crimping to a wire. It was over crimped or something, squeezed. I don't know. You gotta watch what I do here. And I had the good glasses on. I was doing everything just as my routine. I have a routine, and I do it. But I messed up on those too. That's for a fact, Jack. But we're fixed now, and I'm feeling really confident. It's still running just smooth. It runs like a clock. Those drive wheels are just awesome. They're just so nice. So I'm pretty sure we got to go to the store tomorrow. Both of us are picking up medication. This is what's important to you in your life. You can't run out of medication, man. Anyway, I should have time tomorrow to do a little more. I'm going to try to get it with the body. I got a royal blue body I can put on, and with the piece, and well, I actually have. Well, I may or may not use the real one. I don't want to booger it up. In any case, we're there. I think we're there. Pretty steady. It's been working great for over an hour now. Went through a lot of hair pulling, what's left of it, but we got it. Cooling fan's buzzing along. Chuff is doing its thing. Smoke's doing its thing. The fan's doing its thing. All the sensors are doing their thing. And it's pretty good. Pretty good. I'm still going to be working with this, I can tell. It needs, to get the idle, it has to have more speed. But once it's running, I can slow it down to where I really like it, a trickle. But I can't start it at that low speed, so I've got to come up with something where I can store a little energy somewhere and then use it for that. I guess that could be a capacitor, I think, would be the trick. I'll just have to see what I can come up with, talk to some of the gang. But a trickle is much better than that fan screaming. And it's hard on the motor, too, because it's probably getting 8 volts or something like that. I don't know. It's supposed to get 3, you know. All right. All right. We did it. I'm very happy. You can see it's a lot cleaner and neater. This is a lot cleaner and neater. I had some tie wraps. I'm going to put them back on, make sure this stuff stays up and out. I just stuck the headlight on just so you could see it. And this needs to be mounted. There's some screws I want to put in there, but I'm going to wait. I'm going to put it in the engine and fit it that way. That way you'll see how it looks in the reel. It looks really good. And I've got made the parts. I got the new parts here for the other engines, 1 and 2. So these are made. While I'm working on this printer is chugging away. That's part of the beauty of it, I guess. Okay, I'm gonna call it quits. Sorry I don't have any more like really fun, you know, hey Jesus, Dennis, we're watching this thing, it's doing it, it's okay, but well, you know, what's next? Well, I think what's next is gonna be, we're gonna put this thing on the rails and chug a lug. That's what we're gonna do. I don't know why it looks so like it's plugged or something. I have to dig in there and see if there's something in there. Piece of plastic maybe or something. All right. I'll dig it out. We'll see. I'll get a drill. All right. That's it. We're done. I'm out of here. Have a good one. Later.